Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We are pleased to be joined by Brandon Brown, the driver of the number 68 Chevrolet for Brandon Built Motorsports, of course, in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. How's it going, Brandon?
It's going great. How are you?
Doing good. Top 10 finish this weekend at your home race at Richmond. That was the best result that you've had since your win at Talladega last year. What was that like to get a good result for the team that week?
Yeah. So I mean, it's just great to get back to short track racing that I'm comfortable with, and really kind of put wind in the sails in a positive direction for Brandon Built Motorsports as we try and pick and claw our way into the NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs, which is going to be a really tough battle this year with a lot of expanded teams and just Cup affiliated organizations. So it always feels good to put the 68 in the top 10 where it needs to be and get those much needed points.
Yeah, for sure. I know you're going to go to Martinsville this weekend. A big weekend for you, of course. A short track, still in the state of Virginia, so still feels like home. But what's that going to be like going there after the confidence run that you had at Richmond?
I mean, it's one of those places that we're still going to have family there. So because it's close enough to home too. So it's always good to have family at the track and family and friends, and just it's one of those times where it's a little more relaxing because you have your family there, but a little bit of an added pressure because you want to perform well in front of them and do good. But I think with the top 10 at Richmond, it kind of carries some confidence over into another short track, another Virginia short track. So this one is a little more stay alive mindset with how tight the corners are and how much brake checking goes on in this race. So I'm excited to see how we do.
Also, who's your spotter this week?
So TJ Majors is working on our backup right now to get me who exactly it is. But TJ assured me that, if I get up to Dale and push him around on the track, he won't get mad.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. What has this season been like for you? I know it's a complicated question, but
Yeah.
what has this year been like for you?
I mean, overall, I'd say it's been a big learning curve through the off season and into the beginning of this season. Just everything going on and off the track is something that, I don't think anybody really knows how to handle, but we were able to kind of guide ourselves through those rapids, which, we're on the other side, so that's good. And still racing, but overall this season, just competition wise, I'm happy with what we've done. I mean, our finishes, we wish we could have had some better ones at like Atlanta and Phoenix and Coda, but just circumstances racing circumstances happen, and it's just something that's how well are we going to adapt as a team. And there's just a lot more confidence in the team right now because I'd say Richmond is the first top 10 at a short track, not at a non-super speedway track, where we really just, our car was able to just drive up through the top 10. We didn't need there was no big wreck or big mishaps that allowed us that opportunity.
What's the biggest thing you learned this off season?
I mean, my biggest thing I learned is, right now it's been, how much harder everybody's starting to work in the garage, and how much harder every other driver is working because of how stiff the competition is, how tough it is, and learning about how much we put in over the off season has shown through the on season through right now, and how much that really truly translates.
I know that this is with the next few tracks coming up. I know that Bristol Dirt, of course, going back to Talladega, going to Dover. Yeah. What about these next stretch of tracks that you have? Where do you feel like, obviously you ran well there because you won, but going into the other tracks that you had with Dover and really going into next few weeks, because there's some off weeks that are kind of in the next few months.
Yeah, the off weeks are much needed. For a team like ours, we need to have a chance to kind of take what we've done, regroup a little bit, take that breath, and go, okay, this is what's next for us. If we've wrecked cars or anything, then it gives us a chance to lick our wounds and move forward. So the off weekends definitely are great to take a breather and catch back up. But the next few tracks are some of my favorites. So I mean, you can only have confidence headed into those.
Of course, you brought on some new partners this year. What has that been like, trying to bring on some new faces to the car?
Yeah, I mean, it's been an uphill battle, as it is for everybody in motorsports. I mean, it's so hard to compete because you're competing against every other athlete and every other sport as to why a brand should be partnered with you and in your sport. And it can be tough. It can be an uphill battle, but we're working extremely hard to secure sponsorship for our car and our team, and it's been working well. It's been great to have a few of our past partners come back on board, like we saw at Richmond Raceway with Jabs Construction.
Yep.
So I mean, it's always great to, a great feeling when people come back, and then also, as we surge ahead and try and develop new relationships with everybody, then it's been working out pretty decently. So I'm happy with it.
How do you feel like you are on the short tracks?
Statistically, I have no idea. I tend to try and stay away from those just because, everybody looks at statistics. Like Ty Gibbs is going to be great because he's jumped in the Xfinity series, started winning right off the bat. He never had to struggle with a bad car. So I tend to not look at a lot of the stats for that kind of stuff, just because I mean, I went a way different route than most people. I never rented a good car. It's always been building our own.
Yeah.
But I'd say that's kind of my strong suit, is short tracks, just on a comfort level. Just kind of what I'm used to growing up was short tracks and driving like that, and driving in a more aggressive way. Whereas when you're at these mile and a halves, you can be aggressive, but it doesn't always pay off. A lot of times patience pays off there, and super speedways is nothing but patience. So short tracks, though, they allow you to get aggressive when you need to and stay patient when you need to, but it's hard to stay patient because people are all over your back bumper.
Yep. So yeah, it's gonna be one of those battles this Friday night. So good stuff there. All right, Brandon Brown, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and good luck this weekend at Martinsville.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.